the young generation needs to really step up and vote.
And that's the thing. You can only push people so far before they start to push back. You have an entire generation that has college degrees. But do you know how hard it is to find a decent paying job? But then you have people that come on TV talking to the pundits. People are lazy. They're turning down jobs. $7 an hour? You have jobs offering $7 an hour.
It's crazy.
Because of this economy, you have, I guess, credit freezes. So therefore, when you do get a car loan and different things, you have astronomical car rates. Not to mention rent, food. These are not luxuries. These are everyday necessity items that you have to pay for. Not to mention the student loans that you have to pay back. And you want me to take a job at $7 an hour? And then that ties into a lot of different issues because everybody talking about the breakdown of the family. Of course you're going to have a breakdown in the family when the mother and father have to work 3 and 4 jobs because you want to pay them $7 an hour. But whoa with Glenn Beck and Bill O'Reilly, they're socialists who are trying to spread the wealth. They're creating policies not to spread the wealth. What wealth are you creating at $7 an hour when your rent is $500 and $600 in itself? You got people that are fighting every day not to be extravagant, but to live. People that can't afford to go to the doctor because you don't want to have a $1,000 medical bill that you already can't afford. So your only form of health care coverage is the hospital, who's going to send you is the emergency room. Pardon. The emergency room who's going to send you a $4,000 bill from a 15-minute visit. So of course you're going to be hesitant in going there. But in realizing this, one of the greatest things that we can do to cut the health care cost in America is preventative medicine. With you not having health care, you can't get preventative medicine. That way you have to wait until something goes wrong to go to the doctor. But maybe I'm the only one that feels like that. Maybe I'm the only one that understands this rant. But this is America. Land of the free, home of the brave. What time is this?
2:30.
No, I'm just with this video. 43 minutes. We're just jumping around, but there's probably going to be a lot of these videos just jumping around on different topics and getting your opinion because we value your opinion. We really want, the whole purpose of this is that a lot of Americans feel that most 20 or 30 somethings don't have an opinion about a lot of things, and we kind of wanted to start this channel, start this stream. We haven't decided what are we going to do yet with it, to basically show America and Americans that we, Generation Y, have an opinion. We care about issues. We're passionate about a lot of things. So we kind of wanted to let you into our heads and see where we're coming from with a lot of this.
By the time we upload this video, we probably have a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, and a Twitter. So look for that too.
Yeah, on one of the videos, probably on one of these sides, you'll see the links. We're trying to start a movement here and show that young people are passionate too.
I had something I was going to say. I should have wrote it down. Maybe it had something to do with jobs.
That's another thing that makes you mad. Turning in 70,000 applications and getting 2 calls back. Once again, $7.
Corporate America is not being loyal anymore.
Yeah, the fact that jobs will call you in your off day to tell you to come in. They'll ask you to do extra work and different things, but they're not loyal enough when it comes to keeping their employees. Their only motivation is the bottom line. When you have whole companies that will lay off an entire division and ship that entire division overseas because they can make a little more money, but yet you still want these employees to work for these companies to be loyal.
Purchase their products and continue to promote and.
But you have no loyalty to American citizens, but you want us to be loyal consumers of your products. Baffles the mind.
Dragon Times this weekend.
Yeah, a friend of mine was going to that. He's a small-time video editor. Well, I shouldn't say small-time. He's a student and he edits his own movies and different things. So he's trying to live the American dream of building yourself up to where you want to be. I don't know how true that is anymore with the destruction of the middle class and targeting the destruction of the middle class Republicans. People say that I'm hard on Republicans, but when you make policies like the fact that the Bush tax cuts, one of the stupidest ideas known to man, trickle-down economics works for no one. Adam Smith's whole theory that if you take care of your own self-interest, that'll take care of the rest, one of the dumbest notions known to man. I know I'm going to have all kind of hate mail from this, from economists and all of the rest of these, but I honestly, in my heart of hearts, don't believe that people in general, left to their own devices, will worry about anybody but themselves. And if you continue to just do that, where would we really have been at as a society if everyone who has been influential to society only cared about themselves? If your Martin Luther Kings only cared about himself, maybe he would have sat down and thought that they're going to do this and that to me, so maybe I shouldn't have this march on Washington. If your Harriet Tubmans had a thought that, maybe she would have thought, maybe I don't need to try to transport these slaves across this river to freedom, because these groups of people are going to target me. Your Cesar Chavez, one of my favorite quotes. I have to read it, but it is one of my favorite quotes. I'll paraphrase it as I'm trying to pull it up, but basically it states that our ambitions must be broad enough not only to accomplish our own goals, but to accomplish the goals of our community as a whole. I'm not quoting it word for word, but you get the gist of it. We can end it. It's still rolling.
Yeah, that's it, man.
It's still, well, actually we're going to edit it so I can go back to it, but pull up the quote, going back to my Facebook page, back to that edition. But basically it said we cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about the progress and prosperity of our communities. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others for their sake and for our own. I feel that we as Americans in general, not just Americans, we as people in general have a vested interest in the welfare of others. You can't really live your life only concerned about what's good for you. I understand that that's the Western philosophy to a lot of things, to look out for your own self-good. But in doing so, I think that you harm society. Because if that's the case, of people only looking out for their own self-good, organizations such as the American Red Cross, Toys for Tots, UNICEF, all of these different global organizations and United States organizations that do so much to help out in, let's say, disaster relief and different things, if people only cared about themselves, others would never give to them, would never donate their time and money and energy if they took their attitude that I'm only going to care about me and my family. Where would we really be? But maybe I'm the only one that thinks like that. Maybe I'm the only one that cares enough about my fellow citizens that when I see a homeless person, you may not ever give that homeless person a dime. You may donate to Catholic charities and feel that they're going to disseminate those funds. But the fact that you intrinsically have something about yourself that makes you so passionate that you care about another person, I think that that's a good thing. You get people like Glenn Beck, once again, who say that it's a socialist point of view to feel the need to care about other groups of people. Oh, we shouldn't spread the wealth. We shouldn't do anything to help our fellow citizens. But I can't honestly believe anybody that calls themselves a Christian or anybody that calls themselves religious in any shape, form, or fashion can sit back and say that you can do nothing to help your fellow man. When you see somebody struggling, it's human nature to feel something in your heart that draws you to want to help them. It may not be anything but you giving them $1, but it's just that small act of kindness that we seem to forget, that those small acts of kindness build up into a bigger movement. Yo seeing that homeless man buying him a sandwich. Somebody may see that, and that may cause a spark of change in them. So you can never really downplay the actions of another. Your donation to Habitat for Humanity may have helped build a house for somebody whose house was wiped out in Katrina or some other natural disaster, and you're giving this family this house may cause every one of those people in this house to turn around and do something that may be productive to the entire world. You don't know. You may be building the house for the future president of the United States. You may be building the house to someone who may cure cancer. Your small act of kindness goes a long way. But maybe that's just me.